Hello, my name is Charles Baer, and I'm in Bend, Oregon, USA. And today is a September 3rd, 2013, and I've written a new song. It's off my latest album. The album is called Insane Computer, and the song is called The Clitoris of God. So here it goes. Oh, yeah. All right. Uh, 15 billion years ago, uh, either the universe was created or it was just too small for humans to comprehend. One or the other. Anyway, 15 billion years ago, it grew larger, was an energy plasma with dark matter and dark energy. And it expanded rapidly. And as it cooled, it formed quarks and leptons and electrons and I think protons maybe. And as this gas expanded, it formed, I think, hydrogen atoms. So this hydrogen gas expanded rapidly and formed, gravity started to act on it and formed hydrogen gas clouds, and these gas clouds contracted, and the gravity created fusion and fission because the gravity was so great with the hydrogen atoms, which created stars. Stars created other atoms, and some of this star matter was gas and lava, and they formed planets around stars. And 5 billion years ago, our sun and Earth was created. Then the Earth cooled. Ocean appeared, escaped, coalesced, warmed up. And then about 3.5 billion years ago, probably just by random chance, bacteria was created, and the bacteria multiplied, and the bacteria's DNA mutated and evolved into algae, which created oxygen, sky, atmosphere. The algae DNA mutated into plants. Plant DNA evolved and mutated into, fish, reptiles, and they evolved into mammals, and eventually we had human beings on the planet about 3 million years ago. Human beings, yeah, man, dig it. So that would be like the first part of the song. So then human beings formed these tribes and cities and cultures and learned how to talk and domesticate animals and farm and invent things and use tools and, formed a society with laws and got civilized and advanced. It's pretty groovy. So then, like 2,500 years ago, there was a really cool place in Greece where people just like hung out and got down. Athens. And there's also a cool place in India, in Nepal, where this cat named Buddha was like born, whatever, and he's headed south to check stuff out. And he sat under this tree and meditated. And he realized that he existed. But that was all he knew, was that he existed. He didn't know anything else other than the fact that his thoughts existed. Everything else was an assumption. And he was like, well, man, I know I exist because my thoughts exist. But if I start to assume that other things exist, that might not be correct because they might be a dream or an illusion or a mistake or whatever. Which is true. So he figured it out, man. He figured out the soul. If you're the only thing that exists, then you're immortal. But if other things exist, like the planet, the universe, and other people, then there's no soul then, because the universe exists, and so there's no afterlife, there's no other kind of thing like that. So it's one or the other. It's either you're the only thing that exists and the universe is an illusion and you're immortal, or the universe exists and there is no afterlife or soul or anything. So it's one or the other. That's what Buddha figured out. Now, Buddhist teachings traveled from India to China where they got it right and created Buddhism, and Buddhist teachings traveled from India to the Middle East where they got it wrong, and that created religion. Religion is basically a misunderstanding of Buddhism. Buddha got it right. He said the universe doesn't exist and you have a soul, or the universe does exist and you don't have a soul. It's one or the other. Religion says it's both. So religion got it wrong and Buddha got it right. But it's all good, man. It's all cool. There's no problem there. Yeah. Okay. So then we've got Europe and the Industrial Revolution and technology. Well, we got Christianity and Islam too before that. And then, what else do we got? Well, we got America. America created freedom for the individual. America created this idea that people can say what they want, think what they want, and do what they want, freedom and stuff. So America created that concept of freedom where people could be free, and and that caught on. Caught on. People dug it. So it kind of caught on all over the planet, really. Freedom and democracy. To learn more about freedom and democracy, you can go to my website, www.globalinternetgovernment.com. And so, we kept going with the technology thing, and eventually humans became the dominant species on the planet. And humans took over the planet. And, then we've got, I guess you could say, World War I, World War II. And then we got this millennium. The third millennium. And that's the end of the second part of the song. And the beginning of the third part of the song, which is this millennium. So in this millennium, humans have taken over the planet. Humans have become the dominant species. And that's cool. I can dig it. Who's going to take over the planet? Dolphins? I don't think so. Dinosaurs took over the planet, and that lasted a while. So humans took over the planet. Okay, cool. And then humans overpopulated the planet, which was a drag. So then humans started to kill the environment, which doesn't make any sense, because if we kill the environment, then we die too. We need the environment to survive. So if we kill the environment, we kill ourselves. It's basically suicide. So basically right now humans are committing suicide by destroying the environment with human overpopulation. So that's a drag. That's a problem. The solution, of course, is to create a significant and sustained decline in the human population until we get to a sustainable level of humans on Earth, which I'm just going to guess is around 2 billion. So that's where we're at now. We're at a point where there's too many people, and so we're at a point where we need to stop reproducing as a species. We need to stop having babies. So the politically correct way to say that is to say that we now, humans, support reproductive rights for every female on the planet, legally, financially, culturally, and every female on Earth has the right to decide for herself individually that whether or not she wants to have kids or not, or be pregnant or not, or stay pregnant or not, or get pregnant or not. So that's the deal with that. And if chicks want my advice, I'd say don't get pregnant, don't get married, just get a good education and get a good job and become financially independent and have a good life and be a productive member of society and have relationships when you want and end those relationships when you want, and be free, man. Free yourself. Don't enslave yourself with husbands and children. Free yourself with education and learn how to code, man. Make some cash. So that's the end of the third part of the song. I don't really know if there's a fourth part to this song. I guess it all depends on how I feel. So we're like going into the future, you know. We're just like moving like into time, you know. None of us are going to get to the end of this millennium, but some of us might get to the end of this century. I probably won't make it to the end of this century, but I don't really want to make it to the end of this century. But anyway, we're moving into the future. We're moving into this millennium. We're getting a feel for this millennium. Eventually, the only people on the planet will be the people who were born in this millennium. I was not born in this millennium. But we're moving into the future. It's going to be a good future. I'm very optimistic and positive about the future. It's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. There's going to be a lot of crazy shit going on. There's going to be like explosions. Weird stuff. People are going to unite online. Countries are going to unite economically. The International Monetary Fund and the United Nations are going to work together to unite the planet with freedom and groovy stuff like that. Women's rights, women's reproductive rights. Women's reproductive rights is like the major issue because it's the same thing as environmentalism. It's the same damn thing. So it's like that's the big deal for planet Earth, for the future. But really, it's up to chicks to figure it out. It's up to chicks to say, hey, okay, I understand there's too many people on the planet, and I'm going to choose not to have any kids. You know, it's up to the chicks to say, hey, I get it. I don't need to make any more people because there's already too many people. That's really the deal in the moving forward into the future. I mean, that's the thing. And it's up to the guys to pass all the laws that allow chicks to make that choice. It's up to the guys to say, hey, chicks, man, that's the right choice, is to choose not to have kids. And here's all the birth control you need, and here's all the legal justification you need, and here's all the cultural support you need, and here's all the social groove you need, just to rock, man. But we do need freedom of speech online. And we do need to unite the planet economically and politically to form one world government. For more on that, like I said, you can go to globalinternetgovernment.com. And that's the end of my song. The Clitoris of God. That's my song, man. So I hope you liked it. Peace in the hood.